Hello everyone, myself Dr. Prashant Kohli, Assistant Professor in Chemistry. Dear friends, previously we have discussed one chapter from Analytical Chemistry, that is course CH202 of FYBC Chemistry. So the chapter was calculation used in analytical chemistry. So this chapter we have discussed in previous session in 4 to 5 videos. So we already covered that chapter and numerical based on this chapter. So in the today's video, we'll deal with the last chapter from FIBC chemistry syllabus CH202 analytical chemistry, that is pH meter. Dear friends, today we will discuss some important topics from the chapter pH meter. So what is the content given in the syllabus? Initially we'll discuss about the introductory part of pH meter, then definition and operational definition of pH, various electrodes used in pH determination, reference pH electrode, that is also called as a calomel electrode, then glass electrode, advantages and disadvantages of glass electrode, types of pH meter. So there are various pH meters. So depending on that, we are going to discuss the two types of pH meter in this session. Then cell for pH measurement and its working. So how the cell use in pH meter and what will be the working for that cell in the pH measurement, that is also we are going to discuss. Then there are different types of the standard buffers that will be utilized to standardize the pH meter as well as to measure the pH of these particular buffer solutions. And finally, we'll end the chapter with the application of pH meter. There are various applications of the pH meter in the experimental session as well as in the research session. Research section. So pH meter is one of the important instrument that is being utilized for the various purposes in the laboratory as well as in the research purpose. So let us start the chapter. So in the introductory part, we're already familiar with some contents of the pH meter, and I think you are also might be seen the pH meter in the laboratory. So basically, the pH meter is an electronic equipment that is used to measure the pH of the solution. So that solution may be acidic or basic. The general scale of the pH meter is ranges from the 0 to 14. So that is the minimum and highest scale of the pH that can be measured with the help of pH meter. The magnitude of information that is given by the pH meter is generally associated with the extent of acid or base concentration, and basically that is related to the hydrogen ion concentration. The pH of any substance or solution has a direct relation with the concentration of hydrogen ion concentration, that is indicated by this square bracket as H plus ion concentration, and simultaneously the concentration of hydroxide ion, that is OH minus ion concentration. So depending upon the H plus and OH minus, the pH of the solution may be varied. So in general, if H plus ion concentration is more than the OH minus ion concentration, then the material is said to be acidic and the pH value of that substance or solution will be less than 7. According to the pH meter, when we measure the pH of typical acids, then its pH will be below 7. So that is what the characteristics for the acid on the pH meter. If the concentration of hydrogen ions, that is H plus, is less than the concentration of hydroxide ion, that is OH minus, then the solution is said to be basic and pH of the solution will be range from 18 to 14 onwards, or 18 to 14 in this range. So basically, if that particular solution is basic in nature, for example hydroxide ions or NaOH or KOH, so for that solutions the pH will be range from 8 to 14, and it will be recognized as a base or basic solution. And if the H plus and OH minus ion concentration is equal, then the solution is a term as a neutral solution. So in that case, the pH of the solution will be 7, approximately 7. So the definition of pH, the term pH was introduced by the researcher Sorensen in 1909, and according to this concept, or according to the concept of Sorensen, the pH can be represented in the equation form like the pH is the negative log of H plus ion concentration, or pH is equal to negative logarithm of hydrogen ion concentration. So that is the mathematical presentation for the pH definition. When this equation is elaborated in terms of the words, it can be defined as the pH of the solution is the negative logarithm of hydrogen ion concentration, and that is usually expressed in terms of molarity. So there is another definition, that is an operational definition of pH. So based on some calculations, so operational definition of the pH can be defined. In the modern definition of pH, that can be operational, and it is based on the standardization procedure. So according to the United States National Bureau of Standards, that is NBS, the difference between the two solutions, that is a standard solution and unknown solution at the same temperature with the same reference electrode. So when we measure the pH of the standard solution, whose pH is known, and the unknown solution, that will be recognized as X, whose pH is not known, and both are kept at the constant temperature and with the same reference electrode. So that can be given by the equation pH unknown minus pH standard is equal to AX minus E standard divided by 2.303. 2.303. So there must be a decimal point here. So when this Ex and that is electrode of that unknown solution and electrode potential of the standard solution are the electromotive force of unknown and standard solution respectively. When the standard is a 0.05 molar potassium hydrogen phthalate at the temperature T, so its operational pH can be defined as. So this is the formula to calculate the operational pH for potassium hydrogen phthalate. So pH is equal to 4 plus half T minus 15 square upon 100, and T temperature will be ranged between the 0 to 55 degree. Now there is another definition of the pH. So one is operational definition, another is a normal definition according to Sorensen scale, and this one is another one, that since the pH is generally measured with the glass electrode and the pH meter cell can be represented. So we can recognize the cell of the pH meter by these mathematical equations, and these are the particular cell that can be uh, associated to measure the pH of the solution when there is a glass electrode is fitted with the pH meter. So these are the particular mathematical or operational definition of the pH that can be associated with the measurement of the pH for the solution which are considered to be the standard as well as the unknown substances. Now there are some electrodes that can be utilized to measure the pH of the particular solution. So popularly there are the two electrodes that can be utilized to determine the pH of the solution. So first one is a reference pH electrode that is recognized as a calomel electrode, and another is a glass electrode. So these are the two electrodes commonly that are utilized to measure the pH of the solutions, uh, that is a reference and glass electrode. Now to determine the pH of the solution, potentiometric method is the most accurate method. So whenever we measure the pH of the solution, so that will be measured according to the potentiometric method, and that is recognized to be the most accurate method to determine the pH of the solution. For finding the pH of solution, we should use the electrode reversible to H plus ion concentration. So whenever we are using the electrode, so that should be reversible to the hydrogen ion concentration. For example, the indicator electrode is commonly used electrode that is actually reversible to the glass electrode. So in general, calomel electrode is used as a reference electrode. The functioning of the calomel electrode and the glass electrode is can be represented in the figure. So you can see the reference pH electrode, that is also called as a calomel electrode. So calomel electrodes are generally considered to be the very stable, and they are the reversible electrodes. Usually they are used as a secondary reference electrode. The ease of preparation is very easy for the calomel electrode. So most commonly used electrodes as a reference electrode in case of the pH meter, that are generally the calomel electrode, because they are very stable. They are reversible electrodes, and usually they are considered as a secondary reference electrodes. And most important thing associated with the calomel electrode is that the preparation of this electrode is very easy. You can see the diagram of this reference pH electrode, that is a calomel electrode. And what is the reaction happens at the calomel electrode? So actually it consisting the saturated solution of mercurous chloride, that is HgCl2. When it takes the two electron, so that get mercurous chloride, from that the salt is get converted into the Hg, that is metal, the liquid state, with the elimination of two electron, sorry, two chloride ions. And this is the diagram for the calomel electrode. You can see that consisting the saturated KCl solution. Then there is a, at the bottom there is a mercury is deposited, and simultaneously the paste of HgCl2 and Hg mixing is there. And these are the KCl crystals. And this is the plug fitted at the bottom part of the electrode. And this is the particular diagrammatic presentation for the reference pH electrode, that is calomel electrode. So connecting copper wire directly in contact with the mercury metal, and this is a platinum wire. The mercury is deposited at the bottom, and this is the saturated solution of mercurous chloride, that is a paste type solution. And overall the KCl solution is deposited in the electrode, and this is overall the concentration of all the contents present in the calomel electrode. So you can see the reference electrode, that is calomel electrode. The electrode consists of the glass tube. The electrode consists of the glass tube with the side arms. So these are the side arms, and that electrode is consisting in the glass tube with the side arm. Mercury is placed at the bottom, which is covered by the mercurous chloride paste. So you can see that the mercury is placed at the bottom, and that is consisting the mercurous chloride, that is G2Cl2. The electrolyte is a solution of KCl of known concentration. So the electrolyte, whatever we are using here, that is the KCl solution whose concentration is already known, that is 0.1 normal KCl at 25 degrees Celsius, and that is saturated with the HgCl2. So HgCl2 is already used here in association with the standard solution. 0.1 normal KCl solution is uh, inserted inside the electrode. Now the copper wire is introduced into the mercury for connecting the electrode to the external circuit. You can see the copper wire is directly inserted in combination with the mercury, and that is completing the external circuit diagram. The other side of the tube is laid into the salt bridge connected with the half cell. Now the EMF of this particular overall concentration depends upon the process that is spontaneous with respect to the hydrogen electrode reaction. So whenever the hydrogen electrode reaction will be there, so that will be ultimately calculate the EMF depending upon the spontaneous process. The potential, that is a 0.1 normal calomel, depends on the concentration of KCl at given temperature. So there are different concentration of the KCl, and their electrode potential or EMF that can be calculated via the experimental setup. 0.1 normal calomel with this reaction, with the reaction cell, it has this much amount of electrode potential and EMF, and this is the typical reaction happen when we consider the one normal calomel. So it has this type of cell representation with this EMF, and this is the reaction. And when we consider the saturated calomel electrode, so this is the cell representation with the EMF calculated with the standard experimental procedure, and this is the typical reaction. Actually, we are using here 0.1 normal calomel, so the reaction cell reaction is this, and EMF for this cell is standard, that is a 0.338, and this is the reaction will be there in this saturated in 0.1 normal KCl solution. So depending upon the different use, we will have a different EMF calculation. So this is the particular functioning of the reference electrode in combination with the saturated KCl solution or 0.1 normal KCl solution. So the next part of this pH meter we'll discuss in the next video. That is what the glass electrode. Then we will discuss the advantages and disadvantages of the glass electrode, and followed by some another important topics from this chapter. So thank you very much for watching the video.